Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be testing the RX 9070 XT PowerColor HellHound edition of the card. We're going to be testing it against the RX 9060 XT PowerColor HellHound edition of the card. It's going to be the 60GB model of the card. And we're also going to be testing the RX 9070 Sapphire Pulse model of the card. I'm going to be using the 9000X3D, and I'm going to be using 32GB of DDR5 6000MHz RAM. I'm going to have all the specs in the description below for you guys to see. Also, guys, I am planning a 1440p video with these three cards, so make sure to subscribe to see the next video. If you guys do like these type of videos, do drop a like, drop a comment as well, guys. It really helps a lot when you guys drop a comment, so please do so if you guys do enjoy these type of videos. And let's get into the video, boys. Alright, guys, so we're starting out with The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, running at 4K, very high settings, FSR quality, and we also have FSR4 enabled. We're seeing that the 9060 XT is basically half of the speed of the 9070 XT, and the RX 9070 has about 10 to 12 FPS less than the RX 9070 XT. Also, the RX 9070 XT is using around 100 watts more. I know you can undervolt the RX 9070 XT, you know, you can basically get the same power draw here, but you know, we're just testing the performance here with stock settings. Also, I've noticed with this Pulse model of the card, the 9070, I've noticed that it has way lower memory temps. I am going to do a review soon on this GPU, guys, so do keep an eye for that review, guys. It will be out soon, probably in the next like 3 or 4 days. I'll probably have it out. Right, guys, up next we have FORZA Ryzen 5 running at 4K max settings with TAA, and we're seeing a much larger gap here between the 9070 and the 9070 XT, around 15 to I would say even 20 FPS difference here, and the RX 9060 XT is basically half of the speed, maybe a little bit more than the 9070 XT. Power draw seems to be the same like the other game, and the 1% lows are really bad on this game, guys. It's not the cards, it's generally this game, guys. Like literally any card I test on this game with these settings is having the stuttering, so just don't look at that, guys, too much here. The memory temps being so low, I think because it has the memory on one side, it just keeps it so much cooler than the other cards to have on both sides. Really interesting design here from the 9070 Pulse card here. I'm really happy with the memory temps here with this card, honestly. I can't wait to get the review out. Alright, guys, next up we have CYBERPUNK 2077 running at 4K ultra settings with FSR quality. We are using FSR3 because FSR4 is not available on this title at the time of recording. And we're seeing around 10 to 11 FPS difference between the 9070 and 9070 XT. The 9060 XT is really struggling here, so it has like 15 to 20 FPS below 60, so it's really struggling in this title. It is 4K maxed out, so you know, it is a really hard game to run, so I'm not surprised. I think it's still doing really well considering, you know, this card is £350, so it's doing a really great job here considering, you know, how cheap it really is, you know, and the settings that we're running here. So I think it's doing a pretty good job. I think all the cards are doing a fine job in this scenario, so in this game it's a really hard game to run, so I think all cards are doing a fantastic job. Alright, guys, so we have God of War Ragnarok running at 4K ultra settings with FSR quality. We are using FSR4. Honestly, a fantastic title. It's really well optimized. As you guys can see, max settings with 4K again, 64 FPS on the 9060 XT. This game does like quite a bit of VRAM as well, guys. So you have to keep in mind, if you want to play with these settings, you do need to have at least 12GB of VRAM. Probably even more than that because it is going all the way up to 12. So that 16GB is really nice to have in this title. The 1% lows are looking great as well. We're not really dropping that much on these cards, so really nice to see. It's just a really well optimized title, guys. I really love this game. I do recommend you guys picking up if you haven't already. Honestly, a fantastic title. I love benchmarking this game because I know every card is just gonna run really well. If it has enough VRAM, it's gonna run really well. So And we got Red Dead Redemption 2 running at 4K, max settings, FSR quality. We are using FSR4. Absolutely amazing title we got here. And all the cards are performing really well. The 9060 XT is dropping below 60 though, sadly. But I do have a lot of unnecessary settings. And I've noticed, guys, that all these cards are really like, the 1% lows are not amazing. They're all lagging a bit. So I'm not really sure if it's the DirectX 12 that I'm using here. But could be that, to be fair. Because I don't remember really having any FPS drops with the Vulcan. So I'm not really sure, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you guys know anything about this. But it does seem to be really laggy here. Like it does seem to be dropping FPS with all the cards. So I'm not really sure. But other than that, though, I think all cards are doing pretty fantastic with, you know, the normal FPS. Like, not talking about the 1% lows. I think they're all doing pretty well. It is fully maxed out, guys, and I do have a lot of settings that are like I said before, unnecessary. So you could really get this 9060 XT to have over 60 FPS pretty consistently. Right, guys, so we have The Last of Us Part 1 running at 4K, ultra settings, FSR quality. We are using FSR4, and we're seeing that the RX 9060 XT is really struggling in this title, guys. It is a really hard game to run, I have to say. It's much harder to run than the Part 2. The 1% lows are really good on all these cards. The 9070 and the 9070 XT have really good FPS. Really happy that you can actually max it out with 4K, so really pleased to see that. I think the 9060 XT is still doing a fantastic job. Like this game is really hard to run, so I still think they should have done a little bit better job of optimizing this title, because it does look fantastic, but I don't think it looks as good as the Part 2 does, and it's just so much harder to run, and it had so many issues for such a long time. I think they fixed some of it, but I think they still need to work a bit on this title, literally. Like, I think the performance should be a little bit better than it is, but it's still, you know, playable. You're still getting like 80 FPS on, you know, both of these cards, and of course the 9060 XT is struggling a little bit, but, you know, I'm still surprised how well it's running in this title in 4K. Right, guys, so we have Horizon Forbidden West running at 4K, very high settings, FSR quality. We are using the FSR4. Again, we're seeing the same thing as we saw in The Last of Us Part 1. 9070 and the 9070 XT above like 80, 90, even 100 FPS. And the 9060 XT is struggling quite a bit, so it's running a little bit under 50 FPS. But I'm still surprised, guys, honestly, how well this 9060 XT is keeping up with these two cards. So it's really impressive, because like it's literally half of the price of both of these cards, and it's performing really well. Like, if you chew down the settings a little bit, like, you can definitely get 60 FPS. It's really impressive what this card can do. Like, even in 4K, how demanded 4K is, I'm still surprised how well this card is doing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys, because literally I'm impressed. 1% lows are also amazing with these cards. So this title seems to be running really well. I don't really test this game too much. I don't really know if it stutters or anything like that, but, you know, running 3 of these cards seems to be all fine. Right, so we have Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl running at 4K, epic settings, FSR quality. We are running FSR4. We're seeing that all of these cards are really struggling. Only the 9070 XT is above a little bit over 60 FPS, but all these cards seem to be struggling. The 9060 XT is literally below 40 FPS, and all are stuttering quite a bit. It is a UB5 title, so it is going to be stuttering. I have like 80 hours in this game, and I can tell you one thing, it's going to be stuttering all the time, basically. I tested this game with so many cards, and yeah, it's just a UB5 title. It's going to keep stuttering. So 1% lows are not going to look amazing. Yeah, these settings are just too intense for these GPUs. Like, the 9070 XT is literally barely hitting 60 FPS. The one plus about this game is it doesn't use that much VRAM, so we're using like 10 gigabytes of VRAM here with maxed out settings. It's pretty impressive, considering like CYBERPUNK can literally use like 16 gigabytes or even more. So from that aspect, this game is impressive, but other than that, the stuttering is quite annoying, I have to say. Okay, so in Spider-Man 2, running at 4K, ultra settings, FSR quality. We also have FSR4 enabled. And this game is another stuttery game, but I have to say, if you use frame generation in this title, you're going to be mostly fine. Like, it is going to stutter, but it's going to be way less than this, way less stuttering than, you know, without frame gen. I still have to say, like, these cards are doing a fantastic job. Like, 90 FPS, 80 FPS. The 9060 XT is nearly hitting that 60 FPS. It's just under a little bit. But if you do adjust the settings, it should be able to hit 60 FPS, no problem. Like I said before, though, I do recommend frame generation. So you're going to be hitting over 60 if you do use frame gen. It is a very good game, though, I have to say, guys. Like, I was playing it with my 5090. I had frame gen ×4 with max settings, and honestly, it's a fantastic looking game. But, you know, you do have to use that frame gen, sadly. But it wasn't that bad, to be fair. Like, you know, if you have a lot of FPS, you're going to be fine. Right, guys, and lastly, we have Silent Hill 2 running at 4K, high settings, FSR and quality. We are using FSR 3.1. I don't know why I could enable FSR 4. I'm not sure if you're able to put it on in this game. Let me know in the comments below if you guys know, because I thought you can put it on, but for some reason it didn't let me enable it. It's a UE5 title, guys, and I'm not seeing any like stuttering in this game. I played this game a few months ago, like on my 4090, so I can't remember if it was stuttering or not, but we are at the start of the game here, so it doesn't seem to be stuttering, but there's no action as well, so you know, it seems to be running really well so far at the start of the game. So I'm not really sure exactly if it will be stuttering later, but it is a UE5 title, so it probably eventually will stutter. But it is a really hard game to run. Like, the 9070 is literally below 60 FPS, not too far below, but it still is, and the 9060 XT is completely below 60. It's literally got 35 FPS. The only card that's getting 60 is the 9070 XT, but it's still barely hitting that 60 FPS, and it is dropping all the way to 50s. Right, guys, so we're at the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts below. I think these cards did a pretty good job, especially the 9060 XT. I think it did really well in 4K. You know, I've been putting literally max settings on, so considering that this card was getting like 40 to 50 FPS was pretty impressive. Yeah, guys, I am going to do a 1440p video with these cards. I already recorded everything for it, so I just need to put it together and edit it. It should be out in a few days, so do subscribe for that. And if you like these type of videos, do drop a comment, and also please drop a like. It really helps the channel out. And see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.